Hi, I'm Krissi. I'm one of the DCBN Directors and I'm also the owner of BD365 Limited, based up here in Edinburgh. As the DCBN, we've been trying to help the industry as much as we can, and we know it's really challenging times for everyone right now. So we made the decision to launch a series of free templates that you can use to help use this time to build on your business and decide what you want to do going forward. So today I'm going to be going through the cleaning agreements form template that we have for you, and you will need a copy of the DCBN single page customer contract template, which is available for you to download from our website. If you've not joined us already, then visit our website. Details are just below there for you, and we'll include them on the link as well. Sign up for the free membership, and not only will you get access to this document, you'll get access to the other 9 documents, as well as the solo cleaner pricing document that we've put together for people as well, that Louise did a video on last week. So the first thing to really look at is why have a contract. When I started, I didn't have a contract at all. Very quickly learned that I needed one, because a contract is there to actually help protect you and your business. It's an agreement of what you're providing and what the customer is accepting as well for you. So it just means that if you document everything out from day one, it just means that you don't have to have so many disputes later on for you. So we're going to go through the points that's on the document on there. There's quite a few, so I'll whiz through them as quickly as I can, and I'll also give you sort of prime examples of what I personally come across as well. So the important thing to remember going through is that it is your business. You actually set the rules as to what you're going to do, and the customers need to actually work within them. So every point on here is completely customizable, that you can turn around and you can tweak to reflect your business and what you want to do. So one of the first points on there is fairly generic. It's that you agree to we agree to provide the cleaning services for the home as set out in the attached notes, and basically exercise reasonable skill, care and attention in the services, and that you're going to be trustworthy and you're going to take care in what you do. It's a standard little clause that puts in there that just starts building trust from day one for you, for the clients. Second point is actually with regards to gaining access and permission to the homes on it for you. We've actually had situations where we've gone in, the client's actually forgotten to set the alarms, or to unset the alarms for us, or change the alarm code, and we've had to deal with the police coming out on there. So by actually having a contract saying that you're happy to be in the house and the client's happy to have you there, that just actually helps later on with sort of avoiding any issues that you might come with down the line. So key holding becomes quite an important part of that. A lot of the time when you go and clean for clients, then you're not going to have access to the property without having a key. So how you manage your keys is something to think about as you set your business up. But again, you need an agreement with the client as to who has access to the keys, where they're kept, who keeps them, how you're actually going to handle the keys, if they're kept back in a secure office and safe box at the end of each day, exactly what you're going to do with them as well, and agreeing that you're not going to make copies or duplicates unless you expressly get that permission for the client as well. And it's also about what happens if a set of keys gets lost. It does happen. As much as you try and mitigate that across the board, hand on heart, I've lost one key to go through and do, but we just arranged for an immediate locksmith. But because the way that we handle our keys, they've got no identifying marks or the address of the client on there, we would literally have to drop it on the front doorstep for someone to pick that up and know where it goes through and do. So again, think about how you're going to actually apply that into your business and how you're going to reassure your customers that it's safe for you to hold the keys. Think about your parking as well. I mean, a lot of the work that we do is in central Edinburgh, so parking is at a premium. A lot of clients actually leave us parking permits that we can sit there and do. If they can't and we have to rely on public parking, we actually factor that into the costs as well. So it's important to make sure that you can get access, and likewise, if you've got commercial clients, making sure that you know that you can gain access as and when required. And potentially even you can add in clauses where if access isn't available, that you can still charge the client as well. So again, it's another point to consider when you're putting together your contracts for them and for how you want to work. Tools and equipment as well becomes a big part of it. We supply all of our own tools and equipment at this moment in time. Moving forward, we're looking at how we do that with regards to cross-contamination. So we will be working with our clients to use their equipment. So again, if they're providing the equipment, you need to know where it is, you need to know what access you can get to it, right down to where vacuum bags are kept on it, the amount of times when we started that we didn't take our own vacuum cleaners, and I'd spend 25 minutes trying to work out how to take a G-Tech vacuum cleaner apart to actually empty it before we could use it. But if you're providing the equipment, just reassurance that everything's going to be to a high standard and suitable for use within the home as well for you. Some clients will have particular products that they might want you to use. So we've got one client, for example, that wants us to use a beeswax polish on their wood furniture, which is no problem. But again, it's making sure you know how to use it. We had one client that, despite the fact we were going into clean, wanted us to set their little Roomba up for them. Setting it up was fine, turning it off was an absolute nightmare. So again, you know, these are clauses that you put in there to try and avoid potential conflicts and potential issues later on for you as well. Damages in a property, as much as you want to say it's not going to happen, it will do at some time on it. So you need to have an agreement with the client as to what's going to happen. And this is probably the biggest one that's going to help you out longer term. So you need to work in partnership with your insurance company and make sure what your insurance actually allows you to do. Our insurance excess, I think, is £280 right now. So if something gets broken that's below that value, we basically, so long as they've reported it to us within 24 hours and we can prove that it was down to us, we will just fix that. It's not worth going through the insurance. On the other hand of it, we also had a situation with myself, went in, opened up a shower screen to go in and obviously clean, and the whole thing just tilted and came off at me. So I'm there kind of struggling to put that up before it damages and causes any issues onto it. But you know, little old me, I'm not someone who's likely to rip off a shower screen on my own. So, you know, it's having that conversation with the clients and having it in writing as to, you know, if something's broken and they knew about it, then that doesn't become your fault. You know, it's down to them to sit there and deal with it, but also to have what policies you're going to have in place if you do break something in a client. You know, all of my staff know if they break something, they call me straight away, they take pictures of it so we can let the client know. Don't ever put yourself in a position where the client is ringing you to say something's broken, you know about it. Get all of your facts together, give them a call, be proactive with it, work out a resolution for it for them. Another one is potentially how you operate, and this is a conversation I've seen quite a lot in groups and we've had as well. So, you know, if you're working in teams and you've got 2 or more members of staff going out there to clean, let the client know if they're paying for a 4-hour clean, if there's 2 people, it's going to be 2 hours on that one. Get it kind of written down early on, and it just saves you having the awkward maths conversations later on for them, so they know exactly what's happening at all times. Payment is obviously a big thing. We're not charities, we are businesses out there, and we do deserve to be paid for what we do. So make sure you set out from day one exactly how you're going to be paid and when you're going to be paid. If they're working with cash, get them to leave it in a sealed envelope on there. You know, if it's an odd amount of $37.50, for example, work out how you're going to handle the change, if the money's going to be handled into account on that one. Just reduce the risk of having any arguments coming backwards and forwards with regard to payment on it. If your payment services, payment needs to be made on the day before the claim, contact them. Don't let it slide unless it's been previously agreed with them as well. And don't ever offer that as an option, that, oh yeah, well, if there's an issue, you know, just let us know. Your rules are, it's your business, you want to be paid. If we go in and get a McDonald's from somewhere, we pay before we get the food. So however you decide that you're going to work with your clients, make sure that's documented out in your agreement that you're getting them to sign and agree to. Have an idea as to what you're going to do if clients don't pay, what your procedures are going to be on that one to go through. So for example, when we started, it was payment on the day, and we decided we weren't going to take cash, it was all by back payments or card payments on that. But there's always going to be clients who don't pay for some reason, or say they're going to pay and they're not going to do. So decide how you're going to operate on that one, what you're going to do. Ours is very simple unless it's priorly agreed in writing. They have a pay for their claim, we don't go back until payment is actually received. Otherwise, you put yourself in a position where it's a weekly claim, £30 or £40 a month. At the end of the month, you know, you're owed a lot of money and you've already paid your staff to sit there and go out and do that, or you've experienced the cost to go and do it yourself. So make sure it's clearly documented what you're going to do if people are not paying on time for you. People have holidays, that's absolutely fine. So again, agree with them the notice period, especially if you're arranging your own schedules and staff schedules and things like that. You need as much notice as possible in order to plan your diary effectively. We have a 4 weeks notice. Any other cancellation has to be notified within 1 week's notice, or we apply the full cleaning cost to them. Again, put down what you're going to do. Another thing that we've got on there that we had when we first started up was notice period that we would give our clients if we were taking holidays. So we had 2 weeks off a year, and we notified them well in advance, and that's so we could actually factor that in for them as well. Price changes as well. No one likes it when prices gone up, and many of you will be been putting your prices up with a national minimum wage increase on that. Make sure that you agree how much notice you're actually giving to prices and stick to it. It's not fair on anyone if you go in, agree work on that with them, and then come back afterwards and sort of say, well, actually it's slightly more than what we said it was going to be. So always ensure that you agree how much is being paid and how much is due to be paid before the actual job starts on that one, and give as much notice as you possibly can. Additional services. We've all walked into properties where you sort of go in and it doesn't look like what it did when you quoted it at all. Have a separate price list if need be. We have a separate price list for sort of additional gardening services, ironing, and washing up. Washing up is not typically a standard for us of what we do unless it's been priorly arranged with the client, because you've got a pile like this in front of you. It takes a lot of time, and quite often you just want to run. So make sure that you've actually got that set out, and what you're actually doing for the client is fully set out before you begin as well. Contract lengths as well. You don't have to have a fixed term contract for when you're offering a service like this. You can have a rolling term contract or a limited term on that, but just agree what the cancellation period is as well for you. So, for example, we only have 2 weeks notice on our domestic because we have a waiting list of people to come on board. But if you don't have that and you're not in that position, expect a turn around and sort of say, expect a 4 weeks written notice on that one. You employ your staff, you want to guarantee them the work. But again, so long as it's agreed in the first instance for you, it makes it easier to enforce later on down the line. Complaints are going to happen for some reason as well. You will get less complaints if you do have a contract like this, which is going to allow you to clearly set out the expectations on both parties as well. However, we've all been there where sort of like someone's cancelled the service. Oh, well, I wasn't very happy, and this happened. Well, when did that happen? Well, it was just after you started. And we're like, talk to us. We are human. Let us know. The biggest thing that I say to all clients and all my staff as well is if we don't know there's a problem, we can't fix it. Companies actually only as good as how quickly and how easily it resolves its complaints as to what they're doing. And take each complaint. Let each complaint come through, look at it, look at whether or not it's a feasible complaint, what you can do to resolve it, but more importantly, reassure the customer that you use this as a really good reason to improve what you're doing, so you do take them seriously. And if you're getting the same complaint, you need to look at what you're doing and how you can fix it to stop that complaint happening again. Privacy is always a really good one to sit there and do. Obviously, we're going into people's homes. We all clean at all sorts of levels. We've had clients where we've had to almost sign non-disclosure agreements with them. But basically, you need to agree. You need to drill it into your staff as well that you do not publish or disclose information that you see whilst you're within a client's property. The same can actually go with regards to photos as well. We will take before and after photos within our properties, but we don't publish them without explicit written permission. And even if we do, we'll make sure that there's no sort of pictures of the kids or identifiable photos and things like that to go through for them as well. So it's just making sure that you're drilling in that basically your client's secrets are safe with you at the end of the day. Pets are always another interesting one as well. So basically, a lot of the clients you have will have pets on there, and you have different policies in place. So we've always billed ourselves. This is actually one of my early sort of Facebook posts up there, that we were a pet-friendly cleaning company, and we love our pets. We were eco-friendly. It was great. I personally don't like cleaning for anyone who hasn't got pets now on it, and I probably just factor in extra time when I'm out there to go out and clean. There's a little picture of me there with a bearded dragon. I absolutely love reptiles, which is fine. And one of our clients had a bearded dragon, and I was actually, half the time I was actually talking to the client about the pet when we went in for the viewing. And they're like, yeah, you can pick him out, and they showed me how to open the crate, and the vivarium and get him out and put him back in safely. And I remember the first time that I went in there, I went in, opened it, and all of a sudden these grasshoppers actually jumped out. And I was like, okay. Quietly put him back through that. Yeah, I spent about 25 minutes trying to find these grasshoppers so they weren't running around the property on it all. So again, make sure if you're dealing with properties with pets, if you're opening up doors, gates, things like that, that you know where the pet should be, where it should be contained, where it should go back on that one, and what's going to go through and do. So again, it's just making sure that you're taking into account some of the bits that you may need to when you're actually putting together your contract for your clients. Deliveries is another one as well. It may well be that you're in the property, that people actually come and actually make deliveries to go there for you. Again, just turn around and sort of say that, you might be happy to sign for them, you might be happy not to sign for them, but again, make sure you set it out and, you're not in a position where you're going to go through and check conditions or contents of the delivery as well. It's almost like you're signing for them as being unseen and as delivered. And again, it just means that it's not an issue. We've had situations before where we've been cleaning because people are coming back from holiday and they've actually arranged for shopping to be delivered on that, but that was by agreement in advance, and we've sat there and we've done that and we've helped them out with it. But again, that then came under like the additional prices section that we would have for them as well. And that you can vary the terms. Just because you've got a set of terms and conditions that you've set out right now, that might not be what you're going to end up with later on. We review our terms and conditions on a regular basis. We look at what's working, what's not working, where we're having issues and things like that. And we'll go through and we'll update them, but then we'll get them all approved and agreed by our clients, and we'll resend them out so that they are fully aware that these new conditions do actually set out for them. So it just gives you a little bit of an insight as to some of the conditions that you can put into your standard contract. And as I say, it's your business, what you want to do. And the whole point of this is to protect your business. It's very, very easy for someone to come back and complain. And sadly, in this industry, as well as most industries, we will get more complaints. People are very quick to complain than they are to praise. And for us, we actually welcome complaints, we welcome criticism, because it enables us to actually grow. But by actually having a set of structure as to how we're going to operate, what we're going to do, and how we're going to work, it does prevent some of these slip-ups. Not to say that, other things aren't going to come out of the woodwork later on, and other things that we sit there and think, oh yeah, we should have included that within our contract. But that's why you include the right to actually review your contract terms later on for you as well. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight as to one of the standard documents. We do have a much more in-depth document on there as well, and that is the very legal terms, conditions, very, very documented and regimented right the way through. However, when you're starting out, just having a simple one-page document that you can put out to your customers, setting out how you're going to operate, what you're going to do, is going to sit there and protect your business longer term for you. It gives you agreed parameters as to how you're going to work and operate, and anything that's outside of that you can then discuss at a later date with the client. So that's it for me for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that and some of my weird experiences that I've had with dealing with clients on that. We'll be releasing videos on a weekly basis now, and the next video we're going to be releasing next week is the cleaning management video, which will be done by Diane. Again, any questions, we have our Facebook group where you can pop them on the page or the comments here. We'll come back to them. But we hope you've enjoyed that. Make sure you're making use of your time productively if you can right now. Spend a little bit of time as to what you're looking to do with your business, and take full advantage of the free documents that we're offering to help you and your business, not just now, but ongoing. Thank you.